welcome to another edition of GuideVision Insider, the podcast that we produce here at GuideVision to give you a good idea of what goes on in the company and in the wider world of ServiceNow. And today, we're going to be talking about something that not a lot of people think about when, in their normal everyday life, but turns out to be super important at key moments. We're talking about support. And today we have Petr Rezek. Rezek. Sorry. Petr Rezek, who is in charge of support here at GuideVision. What is your title exactly?
Support Center Manager,
Okay.
maybe. Yeah, that's the right name.
And so you're in charge of handling all of the support for GuideVision.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm leading the support team here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a team of 12 people just now, and people only focusing on the support services.
Yeah.
I'm saying only, but it means quite wide range of, let's say, activities and things.
Okay. And is that handled here in the GuideVision office in Prague, or is it elsewhere?
Yeah, we are sitting mostly, or the most of the team is sitting in Hradec Králové,
Yeah.
130 kilometers far from here.
Okay.
In the past, we had part of the team in Budapest, in Hungary.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays, the Hradec Králové is the main center, but we have also one team member here in Prague, and we had one in Brno.
Mm-hmm. How many people are on the team?
12. Just now, it's 12 people divided into two streams or mini teams. So 12 people, and in these two groups, two mini teams, we are providing our services to currently 10 external customers.
Great. The first thing that comes to mind when I think about support, right, is that ServiceNow is a super stable platform, right? Why would a company need support, especially when they have their own IT staff, working anyway? Like, why would they require support?
Yeah, it's interesting question, but it's quite common that in ServiceNow it's everyday routine that some things happen. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we are providing services in 4 areas, and all these areas are connected to the daily routine of the using. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The first one is focusing on incident and problem management. Yeah. So if users are using ServiceNow, sometimes something can broken.
Yeah.
And we are ready here to repair these tasks. Yeah.
Okay. What would be an example of an incident?
There can be very, very wide list of types or incidents, but as we are focusing on the L2, L3, second or third level, so incidents which are assigned to us are not so common. So there can be incidents which are, let's say, more complicated when the first line support, which is mostly on the customer side, is not able to fix it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So most of these incidents are connected to the development, to ongoing development, which is provided by our GuideVision teams, dev teams, or sometimes, of course, by third parties.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt. You were talking about 4 different areas that you work in?
In terms of, let's say, packages of our services. Yeah. The first one are incidents and problems. Yeah. So something is broken, and we are here to fix it. The second area, we call this package build. And this is about changes, about change requests, service requests, about enhancements. Yeah? Sometimes we call it small development. So if a customer wants to change something or wants to develop something, some new functionalities, etc. So we are able to provide this kind of service of the small development more flexible than, for example, standard development team. Yeah? Mostly it's because these things, our requests are smaller. Right. That's the one thing. And the second thing is that we are working in the operational mode. So we are more flexible from the time perspective.
And you don't need to stop the entire system to make a change.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's the second package, and the second area, let's say. The third area is focusing on the regular maintenance. Yeah, so the one big topic are upgrades. Yeah, most of our customers, almost all customers, are doing their upgrades once a year. Yeah, during the spring or during the autumn. So we are providing this kind of service to almost all of our customers, which we are supporting. Also, monthly patching is a part of this package or service. And the fourth package, it's called Expert. Yeah. We are focusing on, let's say, expert consultancy. It's quite wide area, let's say, because we are ready to provide our services and consultancy to most of the areas in the ServiceNow. Yeah? But this package or this kind of services is not provided only by our core support team. We as a GuideVision can provide these services through our colleagues in GuideVision, through experts, through people which are in touch with these areas on a daily basis, and they are real experts.
And I mean, the people that you're dealing with are usually IT administrators themselves, right? So they kind of know what's going on.
Yes, they are IT people. Mostly, they are IT people, mostly. But all these people can have a different maturity level from the ServiceNow or on the ServiceNow perspective. And it really depends. As I said, we have just now 10 external customers, and the people on their side are in different roles, and the level of their knowledge is also different. For some of them, we are L3. We are totally L3. So they have L1, some help desk, L2, somebody who knows something about ServiceNow. So they are able to fix many things, I think, on their side. And if the issue is more complicated, so that's something for us. So the issue is complicated, but we know that the caller, the person on the customer side, is skillful, and we want, or we can communicate with this person on quite good level, let's say, and the communication is effective. He or she knows what we are doing, what we need, so they are ready to help us, and they are ready, or they are helping to work on this incident and fixing the issue through the communication. That's important part. But there are also people in a different position on the customer side, and their knowledge of ServiceNow is low. That's a fact. So in these cases, we are getting more simple tasks and incidents that can be good, let's say, from the effort perspective. This fixing of these issues is quite fast. We do it with low effort, so that's good. But if there are some missing information, for example, missing input, some print screen, some error logs or something like that, the communication can be a little bit difficult.
Sure, and you have to fill in all the blanks. This is where your job is kind of like being a detective in a lot of ways.
There is, I think, few roles in one on the support. If I'm talking about the support people, about the definition of that person, I call it universal soldier, because there is a few roles in one. At the beginning, some kind of the detective. Somebody needs to go through and looking for the cause, root cause, or some relations, of course, why, what. Sometimes the definition of the problem is not so good, so the information something is, or this is broken, is not enough.
Right, fix it.
Fix it. So the detective or somebody who is looking for the root cause, as I said. After that, somebody who analyze all things or relations, somebody who propose the solution. It's another role.
Right.
Somebody who is providing the solution, so somebody who's really fixing, this another person, of course. After that, as I said, there is a standard part of the internal testing. So the tester, it's simple, or not the simple, but the unique role again.
Yeah, making sure that it all works.
Yes. After that, some internal review. So there is some, let's say, tech lead or somebody who can do the review of the code of the fix. And through whole this process, whole this cycle, there is somebody who is doing the release management. So sometimes it's also unique role. So few roles in one.
Right.
So that's why I call these people, or my people, as a universal soldiers.
Universal Soldier, like that movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren. That movie was awesome. Have you dealt with customers who say, "Oh, I don't need support"? No, we don't need that. That's it's unnecessary.
I think it can be a case, or is it a case if the customer is using the ServiceNow for some time?
Yeah.
And if they are, they have people which increased the knowledge of the instance. We have these kind of customers. We can see it on these customers. These are customers which are with us for a few years, 4 years, 5 years maybe.
Yeah.
And we provided in the past our work for them in few, I think, man days a month. Something like 5-10 man days a month. And they need this effort, this work from our side, incidents, also requests. But nowadays we are providing them only a few hours a month. Because we can see that there are people which knows, who knows, they knows what the ServiceNow instance can do, how to fix the, let's say, simple or repeated issues.
Right. And
they are also able to do some small development and changes.
And things on their own.
Yeah.
So when you're working with your team, right, you've got a team of 12, and is there a certain skill that a team member has to have? I mean, do they have to be great developers? Do they have to be, or do they have to be all of these things, like to really be that universal soldier?
Yes.
Like you mentioned.
I think that's the thing. They need to be universal. They need to have a part of every role skills to be able to be a part in the ticket life cycle and be part of this whole team. So that's not about deep knowledge. My people need to know everything, but only a few levels of the knowledge. So that's the difference. If you are working or if you are working in the standard development team, in the GuideVision, you have the exact role, at least at the beginning. So you are developer or you are a tester.
Right.
But on the support, you need to be a partially developer, partially tester.
Okay.
And what is very important, but that I think and I hope that's important for all roles in our company, you need to have some level of the consultancy skills. In many cases, you need to communicate with the customer, with the caller. You need to discuss different things. And that's a very, very important thing to have this soft skill on a relevant level.
Doctors talk about the bedside manner, right? The way that you talk to somebody, who's laying there in the bed. Is there, you spend a lot of time with ServiceNow. You spend a lot of time really deep in ServiceNow. They say that that familiarity breeds contempt, right? what do you really think of ServiceNow? I mean, because you see it so close up, right? What do you think about the platform? What is it like to you?
I think that the platform is not for everybody. Yeah, the platform is for companies who has or which has quite, let's say, many users. They need to have management of their staff. So it means people, it means processes, etc. Yeah. So I think that the ServiceNow is can be a good tool, very good tool, but it should be in good hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we as GuideVision are here to help the customers to make ServiceNow as this tool as I define it. Yeah. So we have very good consultants, some principals, etc., managing consultants, business consultants, which are here and ready to help to make the platform as this good, let's say, tool and very good, let's say, friend, yeah, of the company.
In looking back, how long have you been working in support?
Here in GuideVision, I'm for 4 years.
4 years. Okay. And during those 4 years, what is the hardest support task that you've worked on?
I can't say that there was some one or unique one.
Yeah.
The most or the hardest one, but I think.
Like the one that sticks out the most in memory, then.
Yeah. I think in general, the most hardest things are, or tasks or issues are when we are alone during the solution. I mean, if there is not a sufficient cooperation with the customer.
Right.
Yeah. If customers assign something to us, and he's not communicating when we are asking or when we need some inputs from his side. Yeah?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's some kind of dilemma, let's say, because we need some inputs to be more effective, yeah? to find root cause and to fix the issue as soon as possible. And we need only some small input, but very important small input in terms of, let's say, time, for example, from the customer's perspective. Yeah?
Yeah.
We are asking for something and the customer or the caller can answer our question in a few seconds, but we don't have this part.
Right.
And our solution is longer for a few hours or days sometimes. Yeah? So these are cases or situations which are very hard from the, let's say, communication perspective. And that these situations can have some outputs to the customer satisfaction sometimes.
When you choose team members, are you looking more for skilled developers or people who are more on the business process side of things?
Developing or the programming is a part of our services, and that's a skill which is necessary for my people, but this is not the main one. Yeah? For example, scripting or programming is only something like 20-30% of the work. Yeah? So we are focusing more on that communication skills and on the, let's say, soft thinking. So we need somebody who can think independently. Yeah, who can, if he or she is focusing on some small thing, he or she needs to be able to stop and say no, again and from the beginning. What is the issue? What can be the problem? And think again from the basics. and be the open mind. Yeah, and I think that's more important that some higher skills in a programming or scripting only.
So, going back to this question about stress, right? Stress is part of your job, right? I imagine it's pretty stressful.
It can be. It can be, but it is during the whole working time ever.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is because there is some pressure from the customer side, but mostly it's because the caller feels that the issue or the request is important for him or her. Yeah, but they are not so common or often cases.
Mm-hmm.
So I can think that it can be stressful, but it's not a daily issue.
So when you do have stress, how do you handle it? What do you do to deal with that? And how do you manage it on the team?
I think in these cases there is a very important the team cooperation. Yeah, the feeling that you are not alone in this situation. Yeah, and that's very good if in this situation people are in one office. Yeah, it's a very important topic from my perspective. In this time after the COVID period. Yeah, this period showed us that we are ready and we are able to work from home. Yeah, most of the people, most of the team have good place to work at home. They have screens, they have chairs, they have a space. They are ready or able to work, and there is almost no impact to the quality to work of the work. But if there is some issue when you need to cooperate with somebody, it's much more better to be in the office 1 meter far from the colleague. And if you want to ask something, you can only knock the shoulder of the colleague and ask. Yeah, and if there is some kind of stressful situation, some critical issue, it's more and more important to be able to cooperate, to ask immediately to start to work on it. So that's a very important thing. Yeah.
Or even to be able to say to the coworker, "Can you believe that? That question?" That kind of thing. Now, I want to ask about your own hobbies. What do you do to relax?
I'm a sportsman, so I do plenty of sports. Yeah, most of them are the group sports or sports when I'm not alone, of course. Yeah. So I do play floorball, football, ice hockey during the winter. Also play tennis. Yeah. So that's a very big part of my life. Also my family. Yeah. My children are in the age 10 and 13. Yeah. When I want to kill them almost every day, but on other side, these are people who provide me, let's say, some time to relax.
Yeah, absolutely. And that part of being a parent. My kids are 18 and 22, and it is stressful sometimes dealing with older children, but at the same time you do get a chance to really relax and reset. I think that's probably a pretty good place to leave our conversation. Petr Rezek, the head of support here at GuideVision, thank you for your time and your insight. This has been really interesting, and you've opened up a window into a whole world that I've never really thought about. And thank you for that. And so if you're, I want to thank you, the viewers and listeners. Thank you for once again sticking with us for this episode of the GuideVision Insider podcast. We are on all of the major platforms, and you can also catch the video version of the interview on the GuideVision website. My name is Douglas Arianes, and we will be back in a few more weeks with another one of these episodes showing you some of the things that go on behind the scenes here at GuideVision. Thanks again.